Jenna Burt, host of the Confessions of a Military Spouse podcast. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I am a passionate pediatric nurse practitioner and fired up health and happiness coach, here to deliver a message to you. This podcast is meant to provide a hope and a dream that fuels your soul to dream big and to dream bold and to inspire and empower you to live out your wildest freaking dreams and to grab a hold onto the unwavering truth that you were made for more. What's up, guys? Welcome to Your Life Matters podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mariah White, and I'm just so grateful that you're here. I'm always grateful, and I say it every single podcast because I am truly grateful that you show up every single Tuesday or whatever day of the week that you listen to this podcast episode, and you and I get to hang out. We get to have this intimate, interconnected bond where we get to spend time together, just loving on each other and really getting down to the nitty-gritty. My goal of this podcast is, like I said, to give you tips and tricks and tangible takeaways in order to implement into your life exactly what you need in order to be successful, to feel like you're moving forward, to fail forward, and to accomplish all of your wildest dreams. And for those of you who are brand new listeners, I need you to do me a favor. First and foremost, thank you for being here. Second, go thank the person who sent you this podcast. And if you happen to just search Your Life Matters or anything of that realm, I need you first and foremost to know you are so worthy and you belong here. And I need you to say that because if you are I needed to say that because if you're searching anything in that realm, you have a sense of emptiness or you're questioning your worth or your value here on earth. And I need to make sure that I put a stop to that right now. So if you are a new listener, I need you to go thank somebody. I need you to really own the fact that you belong here. And then I need you to go listen, leave a rating and a review, and let me know what you think of the podcast. I need you to share with me your intimate thoughts, what your takeaways were, and what you want to hear more of. That is what's going to help me as a podcaster to give you things that really will propel you forward in life and help you. So on that note, a lot of incredible mamas have been reaching out to me, especially in this season of hard. Especially in the season where they're having to make decisions, whether it's homeschooling, virtual school, taking their kids and bringing them back to school. Maybe you're in the season where you're a newborn mama and you don't have to make that hard decision, but you can't even get some sleep. And one boob is in a baby's mouth and the other is doing whatever it's going to do. Maybe you have so many bottles all over the house that you can't even keep track of what's clean and what's dirty. Maybe you haven't even taken a shower. Wherever you are, I need you as a mom to listen to me. I need you as a mom to stop what you're doing because I know most of my moms are doing laundry, cleaning the kitchen, doing something while listening to this podcast with their AirPods or on speaker or whatever. Now, I have some of my moms who have gotten balance who are listening to this during their me time, and I'm glad because you need this too. But I need you to stop and I need you to hear me. I know it's hard, mamas. I know it can be hard to get up every single day and have these little people relying on you. I know it's hard to feel like sometimes your world is so small. But I want you to remember, and I want to remind you that you are the world. You are the world to those little people that you revolve your entire life around. You are their nurturer, their home, for some, their food supply, and their comfort. You are everything to them. And I hope, even on your hardest days, that you know just how special you are, especially to those little people. Now, Mama, I'm going to be honest with you. I needed that too. There has been several moments, months, weeks, days that have gone by where I literally, and this is us being real, I literally sat there and I was like, nobody told me it was going to be this hard. Regardless if you have a partner or not, nobody told you it was going to be this hard. Nobody told you that it's going to take, instead of 5 seconds to leave the house for the grocery store, it's now going to take 15 minutes. Nobody told you that you're going to have to rationalize everything that you do and be conscientious of everything you do because you have somebody with eyes looking at you. And then you possibly have someone with eyes who can now speak and say, why are you doing that? Nobody explains to you that it is the most incredible job, but the hardest. Nobody says to you, hey, when you become a mom, you no longer are just the caretaker of yourself and responsible for yourself. Nobody puts it that way. You see these cute babies and you grow up thinking that you want to be this mom. And I was that person. I was that person that was like, oh, I'm going to be a mom by 24. I'm going to have 2 kids. I'm going to have this. And I literally went through a shell shock of like, this is what motherhood is. Nobody tells you the non-sexy stuff, right? Like, we just kind of have to figure it out. Like, can you guys break it? If, like, for those moms who maybe have been a mom for a long time, could you go back in your head and think about like whether you were a C-section recovery or you had those wonderful perinatal bottles where you had to like, up your hoo-ha? Yeah. Like, nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about the oversized postpartum underwear that the hospital gives you. Nobody talks to you about like actually pushing a human out of your body or expelling a human out of your body via C-section. Like, nobody talks about that, right? We just talk about the cute baby and, you know, you dress them up in cute clothes, but nobody's thinking, how exhausted is this mom? How exhausted are these parents? And that can be tiring over time. And a lot of mamas have reached out and they're just saying, I'm tired, Mariah. Like, I'm tired, but there's so many women who are struggling with infertility. There's so many women who are struggling to have kids. There's so many women that can't have kids. And I have beautiful children and I love them with all my heart, but they're driving me crazy. But then you feel guilty saying that out loud because you don't want to ever say that you regret your kids, because you don't. And I know that, and I don't either. But at the same time, having a peace and quiet moment is rarer than not. And when you feel like you're just overwhelmed with not only having to cook and clean and bathe and take care of them, and then not God forbid, but like in a way of, you know, on top of that, you have a spouse that you need to take care of or a partner that you're with. And then on top of that, you have your job or career, your business, or on top of that, you have all these other things. It can become a lot. So again, a lot of mamas have reached out, and I'm going to be honest, and you guys know this from previous podcasts. If you are one of my new listeners, go back and check out episodes. I did my birth story. I talked about postpartum anxiety and depression. These were all real things in my life, but that doesn't mean it ever goes away. I just realized how I can better handle it. So mamas, as you're going through this and you're listening to me kind of ramble on about motherhood, I need us to be in a safe place where all of us can say being a mom is hard. I did not say being a mom sucks. I didn't say being a mom isn't worth it. I said being a mom is hard. And if you are willing to be real with yourself and me right now in this moment, you'll say, yes, Mariah, you're right. Being a mother is hard. And just point blank period. There's no but, there's no and, there's no justification, because mamas, for some reason, when we say that sentence, we feel like we have to justify 1,000,000 times of why we said it's hard in order to not be portrayed as a bad mom. You are not a bad mom. You are an amazing mother. And I need you to just say, Mariah, you're right. Motherhood is hard. And then end it right there. End it right there, because there's no judgment here. No mom shaming allowed. When I first had Bianca and we were going through my postpartum journey for 12 months, I hashtagged no mom shaming allowed. I talked about it on my podcast over and over because I want everybody to feel like they can be honest in this space. Motherhood is hard and it's okay for it to be hard, and that's it. Now, as we move forward from that statement and that space, if you feel like you need to close yourself in a closet right now and cry, if you feel like you just had the weight of the world taken off of you for just being like, yes, I was finally able to admit how hard this is, I applaud you, and I am giving you a virtual hug right now, because mama, you're doing an amazing job. And whether you have a partner or you don't, whether somebody appreciates you or not, whether your kids say thank you or they don't, whether they're too small to understand, maybe you have a colicky baby or a sleepless baby or a teething baby, whatever it is right now that you're facing, I need you to hear me say, you are an extraordinary mother, and your little loves you with all of their heart, and you are everything to them. Now, I'm going to give you a couple of tangible things that you can do for you to be able to balance everything just a little bit better, because a lot of mamas right now are just feeling overwhelmed. And at first, I want you to take a deep breath, and then I need you to hear me out. Now, caveat, if you are a newborn mama, this does not apply to you. From day 0 to 4 months, this does not apply to you. You are just now figuring things out, and I need you to sleep when baby sleeps. I need you to get on a schedule. So this first tip, I need you to put your earplugs on like you're not listening to this. But for my mamas who have 4-month-old babies and above, you need to do this. And tip number 1 is simple. You need to wake up a whole entire hour before your little or littles wake up. Why? Because that is the hour that you get no cooking, no cleaning, no doing chores, no nothing. I need you to be able to wake up an hour earlier than your little or littles so that you can plug into you. I need you to go to Target, because I know you go there anyway. I need you to invest into a journal. If you don't go out right now because you're, wearing a mask, you don't want to wear it, order that thing on Amazon. Amazon Prime is amazing. Have a notebook, whatever color makes you feel good. Put a unicorn on it. I don't care. Get it delivered to your house. Because in the morning, if you wake up an hour before anyone else, you are able to get a lot of things done. And I want you to do what's called brain dumping. I want you to brain dump what it is that you have to do today, i.e. all your chores, things that you need to do, going to work, whatever. But then I want you to also have your creativity side. What is going to fill you up? And then think of different journal prompts that you can write. Like, what am I grateful for today? What am I looking forward to today? What can I do today that will bring me absolute joy? Those are just 3 prompts that I want you to kind of go with. If you write down 5 things that you're grateful for every single day, you will move your mind forward, and you'll start the day in a grateful space and intended with positivity and light. And then after you journal and brain dump, you know what else I need you to do? Put your phone down. Open up YouTube, open up some type of meditation app. If you guys are following my journey, you know that I have Beachbody On Demand. It's amazing. They've just included a whole meditation series. There are 4-minute meditations, 10-minute meditations, like everything that you could possibly need is on that app. So whatever app you're using, I need you to start meditating. I started back with 3 minutes a day because I could barely sit still. And then I'm now on to like 20, 25 minutes. So I need you to just, even if that just means putting on piano music and just chilling with your cup of coffee and staring out at the wall or out the window, just so that you can just put yourself in a clear mindset. And then after you journal, after you are still, mind, body, and spirit, for at least 5 minutes, I need you to do the very next thing. Again, I need you to understand that if you are setting the energy into your body, the energy of your day will really, truly reciprocate all of that. Meaning, whatever you're trying to attract into your life, it's a law of attraction. You're trying to get positive feel goods, right? You have to move your body. You have to create that energy. And what does that mean? That means for 30 minutes out of that hour, you need to move your body. Now, this is where I'm going to insert my entire world. If you are a mom who can't leave the house, you're a single mom, you can't do anything, or your partner or significant other leaves really early and you have the babies and you're just, you're practicing this get up an hour before, I need you to reach out to me at Dr. Fit White or on Facebook or email me or go to borntoshinewellness.com, and I need you to implement a 30-minute workout routine, a 30-minute a day workout routine that you can literally do in your bedroom or your living room or in your garage or outside, whatever it is. And I need you to work out. I need you to move your body. Now, maybe you're like, well, Mariah, I'm good. I like to go for walks with my kid. Great. But you need to make sure that the beginning of your day is set to the intention of moving your body and creating the energy and releasing all of your feel goods so that you can feel better throughout your day. You have got to move your body every single day, because mamas, when we're sitting there and we're just running around after toddlers and rugrats and kiddos and cleaning and cooking and being an Uber driver and getting them to and from, that's not bringing you joy. You're busy, but you're not productive. You're moving, but it's not in the way that's bringing you good energy. If anything, it's just making you feel alone. And the very last tip that I want to bring you is find a community. I'm not saying that you need to join me on my mission, even though you know that it's the best community ever. Just saying, Team Bold and Beautiful is where it's at. For all my other coaches who are listening, I love you guys. We all have an amazing community. But this is what I'm saying. Create a community and then embrace so many other people in that community so that you have a community to invite other mamas to. I have an entire community of moms on my team that have been able to connect, whether they are newborn moms or moms of 13, 14, 18-year-olds. Motherhood does not change drastically other than the seasons that we're in, but we all have that sense of feeling alone, right? We feel like we're struggling on an island by ourselves. We're feeling like we can't reach out and say that we need help, or even complain about our kids because then we don't feel grateful for them, or we're seen as a bad parent because we're talking crap about our kids. It's not that you're talking crap about your kid. It's that, like what I said in the beginning, motherhood is hard. So if that means that you need to search on Facebook for a mommy group that's nearby, please do it. If that means that you need to go for a walk a little bit outside your comfort zone to more of a local place because you might run into one or two other moms who are also pushing a stroller and drinking a ton of coffee and listening to a podcast like this, and then maybe you stop and say hi and introduce yourself, and then maybe you get to know that mom. Whatever it is, it's going to help bring you a sense of community to help you understand that you're not alone is the most important thing, because I want you to hear me. Regardless of spouse, no spouse, partner, no partner, whatever, if they're supportive and they love you, that doesn't always mean that they understand. Men don't understand what hormones in a female body have gone through after giving birth. They don't understand what you're feeling. They don't understand a lot of things, and that's okay. So that means that as women, we need to come together and empower each other and support each other and be okay with saying, hey, mama, are you doing okay? Do you need me to hold the baby while you take a nap? And then saying, what do you need me to do today? Or what do you need to get off your chest? And maybe that mom just needs to break down crying and say that this sucks and it's hard. And guess what? No mom shaming allowed. You're just going to hold your friend and be there and support her, because there might be a day that you need to do that too. So again, mamas, I want you to know that you are amazing. I want you to know that you're doing a fantastic job. I want you to know that you are allowed to say that this is hard. You're allowed to feel overwhelmed. I know that you're a good mom. But one of the things that I've learned are implementing these tips. Getting up an hour before anybody else wakes up in the house is gold. It's like my golden hour. It's my me time. I'm able to brain dump. I'm able to get my workout in. And I'm really able to bring in the energy that I need in order to be successful in my business, in my life, in my relationships, in my job, because I want to be the best mom for her. I want to give her the best of me and not the rest of me. And I realized that as I was going through the motions and I was feeling lonely, I needed to do the last tip, dive into a community for support, whether it was about breastfeeding or bottles or, whatever it was in the world that I needed, or just to be able to say, you know what, she crawled out of the crib. I'm going to pull my hair out. I want to cry in the closet. I'm just going to let her scream in the crib and I'm going to go count to 100. And I've sent that text before, and that's okay. So mamas, know that you're doing a remarkable job. Know that you're not alone. And if you're feeling alone, that's when you need to reach out. Now, this is my Dr. Mariah disclaimer. If you are feeling so sad that you don't want to get out of bed, if you're feeling so sad that you don't want to feed yourself or your little, if you are feeling so overwhelmed like the world is coming crashing down, that it would probably be better if you were no longer here, I need you to call your OB immediately, your PCP immediately, and somebody who loves you, who will support you through postpartum depression and anxiety, because it's a real thing. I want you to understand that you are loved and you are not a bad mom for experiencing hormones that are literally out of this world. I want you to understand that you are loved, you are wanted, you are needed, and you are more than enough. And mamas, if some of you listen to this and you're like, been there, done that, I'm great. Or you're like, oh no, motherhood was never that hard. There were seasons that were hard. And there are seasons that we as other moms who are struggling need you to be more open to talk about. Because you saying, oh, I don't struggle is not helping. And I'm not saying create a struggle, but I'm also saying maybe that's not the best time to say that. Just say like, hey, what can I do to support you? I've been around moms who are like, nope, didn't struggle with newborn, didn't struggle with sleep depression, didn't struggle with this. And I don't know what they really struggled with because they haven't been open and honest with themselves, let alone me, to really describe what they've struggled with. But I have said, hey, I want you to know that's not helpful. Maybe next time when I bring this up to you, try saying, what can I do for you? Or how can I support you? Or what would you like to hear right now? And from then on, they have done that. And it's been an eye-opening. And as things start to kind of unravel and they start to feel more comfortable and really owning their vulnerability in their space of motherhood, they start to open up about how hard it is raising teenagers, or how hard it is to have boys, or how hard it is to not have a girl when they see all their friends with the girls. Like, there's so many aspects of motherhood that people don't talk about. And that's what I wanted to do today on this podcast. Open the narrative for us to support and empower each other. Empower each other to wake up an hour before anybody's awake and really give to yourself. Meditate for at least 5 minutes. Move your body and create the feel-good hormones and the energy that you need. And then go find a supportive mommy group or a group of friends who will let you just be human. And at the end of it, just remember, motherhood is hard. And it's okay to own it, and that you are absolutely an incredible mom, and that everything is going to be okay. And if you don't believe me, I want you to think back to you. You are an amazing human listening to a podcast. You had parents who had parents who had parents who had parents who had parents. We are going to be more than okay.
What's up, guys? Thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of the Your Life Matters podcast. I'm so grateful that you're here. I just ask that you share this episode with somebody. I ask you to just share it and give it to somebody who could potentially need to hear this message. I really am on a mission to help hundreds of thousands of people to believe that their mess is their message and that their story really does matter and that above all, their life matters. I'm so grateful that you're here. I want you to share this episode. And then on top of that, if you could please leave a rating or a review or both. Let me know what speaks to you. Let me know what you need to hear. Let me know what you've connected with, because that's going to be the best way that I can make sure that I'm giving you guys exactly what you need. I love you guys with all my heart. I'm so grateful for you, and I want you to know the difference and the impact you guys make in my life. I love seeing your messages. I love seeing when you guys private message me or screenshot it and share it on Instagram or Facebook, because it lets me know that this podcast is doing exactly what it was meant to do. And it's to make sure that there's an impact being made and to help remind you and everyone else that your life